G'day guys, welcome back to Kaiser Games. It's been a while since I posted on YouTube, so I figured I'd throw a quick video up. I do apologise for being a bit tardy on the videos going up. I've been absolutely swamped with sim racing in the last couple of weeks. Just feels like I've been live streaming almost every night and haven't had a chance to really sit down and edit a video together. But I figured after this little battle, it was probably worthwhile. So what we're going to look at tonight is a race from the GT Club League DTM Round 1. And the reason that we're looking at this one is because my car is on screen there, the number 61 Mobil 1 Kaiser Autosports BMW. And just in behind me there, now that the pink Mercedes has disappeared, is my brother Matt, also known as Spectre, in the number 16 1-6 Motorsports Go Race Promotions car. You can see the liveries are very similar. We're technically running as teammates this year, but with different colour schemes and different sponsors on the side. I don't actually receive any money from Mobil 1, but I do use the product and I love it. So that's why I've got it there. And of course, Matt carrying the Go Race promotion signage for his business. What we're going to look at here is a little battle that happened around about 19 minutes left in the race. It was a 45-minute race. We've both pitted. Matt is significantly quicker than I am. He had a much better setup than I did. He was a lot stronger under brakes, and he seemed to have a little bit more drive traction than I did as well. So this was a really enthralling battle, and I figured why not make a return to YouTube with a cool sim racing battle between two brothers who have raced against each other for the better part of 20 odd years, both in the real world and in the virtual world. So you can see that Matt's got a fair bit of pace on me. His car is handling a bit of the turn-in better than what mine was, and he was able to really tuck in behind me here. He's flashing the lights there, I think, which is pretty cool. I didn't notice that when we were actually racing. We come through turn 1, grab a bit of curb. It was really the only corner on the track that I felt confident using the curbs, whereas Matt's car seemed a little bit more tuned into the curbs. We come around the right-hander here and into the left-hander onto the back straight. And the slipstream effect is pretty significant in the GT Club League DTMs. And Matt's tucked right into the slipstream. He pulls out now as we come around the left-hand sweeper, and he has a look down the inside going into the hairpin. We pick the brakes up at about the 200-metre board. Matt slightly outbrakes himself. I managed to pull it up on the dime and get the crossback, but Matt's got a little bit better drive traction and manages to pull in front. I tuck into the slipstream now, use a little bit more road through the kink, and I have a look down the inside now. Hard on the brakes, a little bit of a lock up there in the end, and there was a little bit of contact just as I locked up and ran a bit wide, and Matt tried to do a crossback. Good elbows out motor racing. So we come down through the right-hander there. It's a really awkward corner that I was struggling to get right. Matt shows the nose as we come into this little hairpin. It's an awkward corner again. It tightens on exit and it's really easy to overrun. I have to take a slightly shallower line into the final complex than Matt can because the over-rotation in the rear of the car was quite bad, whereas Matt's car seemed a little bit more planted in the rear end. He uses a bit more road than me coming onto the main straight, and so that compromised his exit speed and gave me a better run, but he was a little bit quicker there through turn 1. We fire down into this right-hander again, hard on the brakes, little inside nip there on the brakes, and Matt just hunting, trying to find a way past. Come out onto the back straight again now, or the back sweeper I suppose you call it, and Matt's tucked into the slipstream. He's a little bit further behind this time. You can see about a car length and a half. He pulls out the slipstream just before the brakes. Big front lock up. And Matt ends up a little bit wide of the mark. At this point, there was probably about 16 or 15 minutes left in the race, and I thought, a little bit of breathing space. This should be good. Maybe I'll be able to hold him off. And then I locked up, going into this little right-hander, which cost me a little bit of time. And then, again, Little mistake into this right-hander. Like I said, it's difficult to get that one right, and I struggled with it all night. And Matt pulled in a little bit more on me. My car was probably equal to his through that little hairpin. But then again, here, I have to track sacrifice a little bit to ensure that I don't lose the back of the car, whereas Matt's a little bit more free in his line. Again, he uses a little bit more exit space. Yes, he is. He's definitely flashing the lights at me. Has a little look going into turn one. It's not really a passing move. It's a fourth gear corner with only one line. But he got a good run, and now he's going to have a look down the inside coming into the right-hander. And again, he overcooks it and carts me well wide. But I managed to stay beside him, and now the two of us run side by side down through this sweeper. No slipstream effect now. We're on opposite sides of the racetrack. So we're side by side for the third lap in a row going into the hairpin. Hard on the brakes. Again, I pull the car up a little bit more, get some overlap, but Matt's got really good drive traction. I gave him a little bump there and put him in the grass, which is a bit ordinary. And then we were side by side. I just turned in a little bit early, and the back moved a little bit, and I caught some grass. So I had to button out of it and let Matt go there, because otherwise the two of us would have gone off, and that's a bit untidy. But there we go. So that was essentially the battle. From here on out, Matt sort of ekes out about a second a lap on me. He was sitting in about the low 34s, whereas I was sitting in the high 34s to the low 35s. So he was significantly quicker. And even those 3 laps where I managed to keep him behind me, I was driving the ring off, trying to make sure I got there. So end result is Matt ended up 4th in the race, and I ended up 5th, which was nice. Because the first race of the night didn't go very well for me at all. I was involved in a turn 1 incident where I bumped somebody and then somebody bumped me, and there was a lot of spinning around. I spent most of the race in last, which is about 13th, I think. Managed to fight my way back to 7th, courtesy of the strategy that I ran, which meant that I had quite a short pit stop. And good pace towards the end of the race as well. So I managed to claw back a few positions. But anyway, guys, that'll be enough from me. Thanks for hanging around, and thank you for your patience. Once again, I do apologise for not getting more videos out in the recent past. Like I said, it's been flat stick with the live streaming. So if you like what I do and you enjoy the sounds of my voice and you want to actually see me as well, because I use a webcam on Twitch, jump onto my Twitch channel. It's up there in the top right hand corner of the video. Please go check it out. Chuck me a follow or a like or whatever it is that you do on Twitch, because every little bit helps. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you later.